last ditch. I'm gonna ask you first. Who do you think, or give me two names that you think are priority that the Steelers need to keep out of the pending
Uh,
free agent list?
yeah, I think it's tough. It's tough for me to just add 2.
Well,
I will
actually, you
go
know what?
3rd.
Don't give me
I will go
two.
3. I will give you
Give me
3.
all the ones that you think should be a priority.
Yeah, I will give you obviously, the major decision is what's gonna happen with Aaron Rodgers here. Steelers wanting back, it seems like he wants to be back. My personal opinion, I just don't think that number is gonna be 13 one-year deal for 13 and a half in the manner that he played last year. So I
Mhm.
think numbers will ultimately play out what that looks like from a raise standpoint for Aaron. If they can get that worked out prior to free agency, I think ultimately he will be signed before free agency starts. Second, Kenneth Gainwell. You have to figure out a way to keep this guy on the roster. And you do have a period of time because you are 21 days away from free agency starting. So they do have good 2 weeks to try to get that contract done. I don't think it gets done. I think he works his way to free agency. And I think ultimately there's going to be a bidding war with Kenneth Gainwell as it relates to him coming back. But I think the third one for me that I have to look at is going to be Isaac Sayamalu. This is a free agent here. This guy is the anchor of that offensive line, and it is very noticeable when he's in the lineup versus when he's not. And that's been something that you've been highlighting in your transfer report, doing a great job of really alerting everybody as far as his play and the level of play that he's been doing so consistently. So those are my top 3: Aaron Rodgers, Kenneth Gainwell, and Isaac Sayamalo. What do you say?
Oh, wholeheartedly, I agree with you about Isaac. I think especially with James Campbell coming in, you got a new voice on the O line coming in, some young guys. It helps to pass James Campion's philosophy and message along. If you have a veteran with the likes of Isaac Siamalu, who is being kind of your mouthpiece, your translator for the rest of the group. And so if Isaac gets on board, then you got somebody, a veteran, a proven veteran who can get the message and translate the message to the rest of the O line. So I think Isaac staying behind is huge. I think when you have two young DBs in James Pierre and Asante Samuel Jr., who are going to be relatively cheap, you don't let them hit the market. I think you try to keep both of them, because I think between those three, if you keep, because you already got Brandon Eccles under contract, if you keep James Pierre and Asante Samuel, and you got JPJ that you got to sign to a long term deal, and these guys are going to be relatively cheap. Um, I think that's one position group you can lock up and not have to worry about for the rest of the offseason. So I agree with you as far as Isaac Malu and Gainwell. Um, I think I'll add priority James Pierre and Samuel to that list. Not quite there with you with A Rod. I think if we don't see or get what we're feeling from Will Howard, if we don't think that he's going to be the future, or if we don't think that we have a legit chance at bringing in a Malik Willis or trading for a Mac Jones, which by all reports looks like 49ers aren't willing to part with them, I think then you start to entertain the idea of bringing A-Rod back. But I don't think you go into this with him as a priority. But we shall see, especially with McCarthy and his history, that might be a priority for him.